Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. Yesterday Bitcoin we obviously got that acceleration above this horizontal level, which actually also was this wick high here. We had a nice pump up, a nice forward check, a nice back check, and then currently undergoing what we all hope is going to be the paycheck trade. You can see that we've just got up to a couple of times tested this next horizontal, which is these highs here. And then we've obviously got this one in here as well. So this kind of area we're looking at, this $50,000, just over $50,000 area. Once we get above here, then there's no real resistance or anything until we get up towards the $53,000 level. But obviously this is looking good. As a nice fully confirmed breakout of this descending channel. Just got the small matter of the round number resistance, $50,000 to get above, and then I think once we're above that we should see quite a nice easy move, I would have thought, up to 52, 53. Then we have to it'd be a bit more of a difficult move through that area, but once we do, then things will start to look particularly good once we are obviously over this high here. Back into our previous area. Things are looking good. We are looking like we could be putting in a trend change down here, a reversal. Obviously getting above 53 would make that a lot more certain, and then obviously getting above 58.5 means we were very likely to be testing new all-time highs. We are not all done yet. We've still got to get through 50,000 first. All we've really done is only taken out one previous lower high so far, working on taking out the second lower high in this resistance area. But obviously things are looking better than they were when we were repeatedly testing 46,000. But we're clearly not out of the woods yet. But if we do get above these levels, then that will be a clear trend change. Who knows if we're going to new all-time highs, but the trend will then be for the short and medium term to the upside, and then we'll expect the market to trade based on that bias. Until it doesn't, until we put on the top and then reverse the trend, be that below our previous all-time high, or be that above or around $100,000. So the Ethereum Satoshi pairing is easing off a little bit here, only realistically trading sideways, but as we can see, Bitcoin is basically looking to take the reins of this market and try and make some aggressive moves up, at which point you would expect this ratio to suffer, and people will be moving into Bitcoin for that move. And then obviously when that move tops out or consolidates, that will be when they then move back into altcoins such as Ethereum. If we also want to, we'll check out the USD value. USD obviously above this horizontal area now, above the $4,000 important level, both psychologically and technically, but maybe it was technically because it was psychologically, which came first, the chicken or the egg. But we have got this high here in the short term here of just over 4,100. If we get back above that, then I think we can expect to move up towards this $45,000 level, and then we decide, can we break above, or do we just trade sideways from this range for a bit? A lot of it will depend what Bitcoin does, because this is the dollar pairing. If Bitcoin does make that move up, we can expect this to make a move up, pretty much like Bitcoin. Then Bitcoin to potentially top out, consolidate, and then Ethereum to break through its all-time highs potentially. I do think Ethereum is a lot more likely to break through its all-time highs before Bitcoin does, just because we do have quite a nice bullish trend within the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. So let's have a look at stocks, because this is basically what is the driver here. This is what we need to look out for. for this to reverse to basically get cryptos to go bid. But yeah, it did get nicely above this important horizontal level. We'll just extend this along a bit here. And then also yeah, ran into our next level, just easing off that, which we potentially expect, especially off a 4-hour 9. But yeah, I mean, do we back test all the way back into this support and then continue up, or do we just ease off a little bit here and continue up? I mean, my guess would be we do just move from here. Just because this is looking particularly bullish. I don't realistically see why people won't go for the Santa rally and just buy. But yeah, we have to see what happens. I think we are over peak FUD. I think even the new variant FUD curves are plateauing, and people are realizing what they were saying in South Africa, that it is not that bad. So yeah, I think that may those fears may leave the market, and then ultimately we will still have inflation, which is good for commodities in these assets. I mean, we can clearly see oil going bid again. Did obviously have a sharp decline, a bounce, a higher low, and we are going to now try and take out these highs here. And at which point you would expect a pretty aggressive move up. We'll just draw the horizontal in here. Yeah, once we get above here, once we get above there, I guess we've got another horizontal here as a target. We might as well draw some things, because this is quite important, I think, for the overall, just to gauge where the market's going. Then realistically, if we get back above 73 into the 73s, we'll be looking at 79s as a target, which will be it'll just be inflationary, won't it? Which does benefit Bitcoin. Doesn't benefit people at the pumps or the normal person, but yeah. It benefits the 1%ers, so obviously that's what this is all about. So what else do we want to look at here? Yeah, the 10-year having a bit of a yields, obviously rallying here a bit into our resistance. I think if yields do get back, I mean, obviously this thicker line was a more important line we had drawn out. If we have a look, if we look where it comes from, if we go to a weekly, it may be more clear. Yeah, kind of this area we kind of get above. Yeah, sorry, here we go. Yeah, you can see where the level's coming from. Getting back above here, we can expect yields to potentially keep rising, which you kind of have to look at it one or two ways. Is it an indication of risk on, or is it an indication of inflation? Which potential, obviously, risk on is the hedge against inflation in risk assets. But yeah, let's just get out of the weekly here. But yeah, you can see it is even if we aren't going to put in obviously putting in a higher low here, and we are going to take out these highs, you can still see we are consolidating in a tightening formation, which could then give us higher yields. But yeah, I mean, this is relatively an inflection point. As you can see, the trend is quite clearly down. Are we going to continue down, or are we going to try and put in a low here? Obviously, if we put in a low, this is in yields, and so this will be bond prices selling off. If this is a low, and we are going to continue to rally up, it will cause a lot of problems. So it's potentially not the ideal scenario. As I often say, the ideal scenario is this market just trades sideways and doesn't really do much. The yields basically rallying hard, or the yields dropping off hard. Both of those things are concerning signals. So I mean, yeah. So if we are just going to trade sideways here, that's basically what we want. But if I had to guess, supply chains and things as they are, I'd expect this is potentially got a chance of hitting towards that 2%. But I think it will struggle. Much more than 2%, or more aggressive moves to the upside. There will have to be some sort of yield curve control come in, because there is way too much debt to pay higher yields on that debt. And yeah, I mean, that's what we need to look at there. DXY also similarly. DXY, if we go back to the I mean, this is a weekly, so you can see what is kind of going on the weekly. We are basically in a quite clear sideways consolidation. And if we do zoom out a bit, you can kind of see that we have obviously lows, highs, lower lows, lower highs. And are we going for a lower high? Sorry, a lower low. Sorry, I meant to say lower low there. Are we going for a lower low, or are we going to try and reverse this trend, take out these highs, and then continue upwards? We shall have to see. We shall have to see. This is, as I always say, this is a relative asset. This is basically the dollar's value relative to other currencies. So not as simple as just a measure of fiat going down, but yeah. Do we put in a high in here and turn this market back round, which will clearly be bullish for yeah, commodities, or all risk assets basically. We shall have to see. I mean, it has been a pretty straight up for quite a while now. So even a pullback into the 94.5s would be fine for still sustaining this strong uptrend. And then I guess below 94.5, then we are then looking at that. Okay, this is a trend change, and we'll trade lower. But I think this will be a developing story into next year. What happens with the dollar? We are certainly going to have an interesting year next year. That is for sure. For traditional markets, bond markets, currency markets, all the markets are going to be pretty interesting when you're in that indecisive transitory time between market cycles, or potentially between market cycles, or are we just having a pullback to the current larger cycle? When you get that indecision, you do just get a lot of volatility, and yeah, lots of people, lots of diverging opinions. And then when all the opinions converge onto one outcome, then that's when you know we're going to go the opposite way. So yes, let's look at the stochastics. They've got to be starting to look better now. 4 hour getting a bit toppy though, so fair enough if we do consolidate around here above this, below this 50k level, that would be fair enough. 10 hour should be moving up pretty aggressively and pretty nicely here, once it does want to reveal itself. Yeah, there we go. 10 hour moving up pretty aggressive, pretty nicely. We have got support from that. 12 hour will obviously be doing the same, looking to get in the bullish half as well. Daily pointing up and trending upward, well, turning upwards here, not necessarily trending up, but turned up here. Kind of want to take out these highs. 2 day it's still moving its way up. 3 day, is it pointing up? Yeah, pretty much pointing up. Just about, and then we are getting a bit of a kink here in the 5 day. So these are the ones that I think will just confirm the next move in towards the 60ks will be the 5 day and weekly. If they turn back up, obviously it will take rising price action to turn them back up. So again, is it a chicken or is it the egg? But which came first? But yeah, that will then give us support if price action does get above 50, does turn these back up. Then yeah, 52, 53 will be quite likely, and then obviously up and away. 58.5 being obviously the important level, but obviously this 5 day and weekly, and then bi-weekly. Well, bi-weekly is going to take a while to turn back up here, but monthly looking good. But if we look at 5 day, weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly, and say 3 out of 4 will be turned up, then yeah, that will basically be a good percentage, and yeah, give us a good shot at taking out that 58.5. Once we take out 58.5, I think everybody will be just expect, and I don't mean everybody in a bad way, so it won't happen. I mean just the market will just FOMO in that momentum trade to the upside, and then yeah, we will look for. I think we'll quite easily take out the all-time high, and yeah, head towards 100,000. Just remember that one thing I always say about cryptocurrency: it does always do what you do, just does what you don't expect. Be that goes down if you think it can only go up if you only think it can go down, and then also go up a lot more than you think it can go up or go down. It always does more than you can expect. So don't rule out 100k plus Bitcoin early next year. That is only a 2x. I mean, when we broke out from that 20k level, we basically relatively quickly did a 3x. So 2x from here is not anything that isn't possible. And then yeah, Ethereum potentially will go on a crazy run in that environment. Some altcoins will go on even crazier runs. yeah, we could get a big, massive blow off into next year. There are obviously the three scenarios that people are talking about. We've already put in the top. We're gonna blast up and then have a bear market, or we are then just gonna grind up all of next year. So we shall see. I have to see which one of those plays out. But yeah, that is it, guys. Thanks for listening. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.